Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I've worked at a company for several years now, small business, and every year I've been there so far, at the end of our fiscal year, my boss, who wholly owns the company, issues bonuses based on how well the company performed our fiscal year, and I've gotten it every year, like I've said. Now this year, all of a sudden, no bonus ever came. There was never any mention or communication of bonuses not going out this year. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I see that my boss has bought a brand new car. That's kind of not really besides the point, I guess. But
yeah.
So my question is, is that ethical / can they do that, not issue bonuses and not even communicate it? And then the two-punch question is, what's the best way to approach that conversation with my boss?
I mean, in my mind, I'm picturing Clark Griswold when he doesn't get his bonus.
That's exactly how I feel. Yeah, I literally was about to say that. I'm glad you did.
I mean, that's if you've come to expect it, yeah, it's disappointing if you don't get it, and it's even more disappointing if it wasn't communicated. I could see you wanting that, but at the end of the day, my bigger question is, how is the business doing? Because it might be that they're suffering and there's not that profit in order to hand out bonuses as it were. And so that's my first question. And I think that you can strike from the record that he bought a brand new vehicle, because that's neither here nor there. But
sure.
How's the company doing?
Well, I mean, as far as I've been, informed, and I'm not in the finance department or anything like that, we continue to see year-over-year growth every year that I've been there. And as far as I can tell, the business seems to be doing well. We recently expanded the office space and blew out a wall and took over the space next door. So anyway, I guess all the signs that I can point to show,
Was that part of it? Is they had to reinvest in the business and therefore the bonuses went toward those goals?
Potentially. But that being said, I think to someone like myself who's an employee who's not involved in, the big time decisions like that,
Here's
you
what
see
I
all
think.
these things we're spending money on, and then all of a sudden when it comes time that I'm expecting my little bonus, I don't get it.
How much of a bonus are we talking, by the way?
Yeah.
Last year it was $10,000.
Okay, that's decent.
And what's your salary?
$90,000 a year.
Okay, so that's a big chunk.
I think, you're asking, is it ethical? Yes. If they want to say we don't give bonuses anymore, yeah, that's their prerogative. What I think really is the problem here is the communication within the business. I think that's what's really caused an issue here, because I think if you can approach things with people up front and say, here's what's going on, here's what we're going to, I know here at Ramsey, everything is just laid out on the line all the time. We're always having staff meetings. It's very clear what the goals are. It's very clear what's going to happen.
Here's what the profit sharing is going to be next month. Yeah. And so there's no surprises. Yeah. So really what's happening here, it's just poor leadership, poor communication. It's not unethical. It's not immoral. Because they could shut the whole business down today, and that's their prerogative.
That's right.
And so, I wouldn't get too, get in a tizzy over this or take it personally, but I would, in your next one-on-one with your leader, say, hey, can I get some clarity on what happened with the bonuses? I noticed that didn't happen this year, and it wasn't rolled out to the team. And if they can't answer that or they get dodgy, then you got to go, can I trust this place? Because if they lose integrity and you lose trust, it's time to go. That's just going to plant a seed of resentment in your heart. But it could just be, oh, dang it, you're right. We should have been more clear about that, and it could have been
How big is the company?
Fart.
How big is it?
About 20 employees, small business.
Oh, so I feel like there would be even more I could
are
see
all your
things...
coworkers talking about this? This has got to be the water cooler talk.
Yeah. This is definitely kind of the water cooler talk, no doubt about it.
And no one has bothered to ask leadership.
So here's the funny thing is we have obviously a management kind of structure, if you will, hierarchy. And I approached both the two, upper level managers who both kind of deferred me and said, that's the boss's decision. I have no say in that. And like I said, the business is wholly owned by one individual. So they kind of
with 20 employees, I imagine you interact with the CEO.
Yeah. Every day.
Is it okay?
Could you set up a meeting with him?
Yeah. Just ask.
For her?
Yeah, I definitely could. I think it's just kind of, like I said, this is the water cooler talk, and I figured I
think, what, I would own up and go, listen, this has been floating around. I don't want this to turn into gossip, but people are going, hey, what happened here? And I think it would be, a great move for there to be communication around this.
Yeah, and it's not in an entitled way. It's just I think for everybody's good, so there's not, to your point, there's not like chatter about it, and so that I mean, I understand that we struck this from the record, but the worst thing ever would be for people to be like, and look, he's driving a brand new Mercedes. That's our bonuses right there parked in the front lot. Like, that's terrible. That is a recipe for disaster. Terrible.
Well, unfortunately, that is the reality of the situation. Like I said, we can strike that from the record, but you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah. People put two and two together. Well, I hope that helps, Mac. I think this comes down to poor communication, poor leadership. Wouldn't take it personally. I wouldn't go hiring a lawyer to go after your bonus, but I would at least have the benefit of the doubt of the CEO and management to go, I need an answer. Like, that's not okay that this was basically presented to us as part of our comp plan and then just disappeared. And so I would at least go down that road.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.